the last thing we want to do with this, upgrade this motor. I added so much weight. I took everything out. Everything that was plastic is now metal, except for the skid plate and the drive shafts. So this is really heavy. A lot heavier than stock. I can't believe this motor didn't burn out yet. These stock SCX24 motors are garbage. Now I want to do the FuryTech brushless upgrade, but I already have this Barrage motor, so I'm gonna switch this out until the Barrage motor dies, and then I'll switch to the FuryTech. So I have this skid plate, the Injora. I got a red one just to put a little bit of color on the bottom there. I got this motor mount. It has the 4 holes. The stock one on the SCX24 only has 2 holes. You can drill holes to fit the Barrage motor, but I just bought this plate with the 4 holes already in it. And I'm also changing the plastic gearbox cover and transmission case to aluminum. I have the Treal ones right here. So let's get started. So with the Barrage motor, the wires have to be switched. So you could do one of two things. You could either resolder the red over here and then the black over here, or you can do the no solder way. The plastic on this plug is really soft, so you could just pry up on the plastic and pull the black wire out of the plug. Do the same on this side. Now again, this is a little risky, but if you don't want to solder, or maybe you have these plugs available, so then just put the red over here, bingo, and then put the black over here, and they clip right back in. So that is the no solder way to flip your wires around. Again, it's pretty risky. You do risk breaking these little tabs off. Another thing with this Barrage motor is this shaft is too long. So what happens when you install it, it hits the cover. So you could do one of two things. You can either drill a hole in the cover where the shaft would hit, which I'm not gonna do that with this Treal, or you can grind down the shaft of the motor. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna grind that down just a little bit, just so it doesn't hit the case. Okay, so I did a little bit of grinding and I have it just a hair shorter than the pinion gear. So it should work. We'll slip that pinion gear on. Now you have to put the pinion gear on backwards. Here we go. Have a little bit of a gap there. You don't want it pressed tight against the motor. So I think we're ready to put it back together. Now for the spur gear, you see how it's a little bit longer on the one side than the other? So this side over here is just a little bit longer. So that side goes down. it all together now, and first thing I want to do, I want to make sure it runs okay. All right. Now I'm on the low setting. Let's go to the high setting. Oh, that's pretty fast. Proportion works pretty good. If this sounds really loud when you do it, and it struggles when you barely pull the trigger in, then your mesh is probably too tight. You probably have to go in and check the mesh on the spur and pinion gear. Make sure it's not too tight. So this moves pretty freely, not too loud. So now we can put it back in there, but there's one other thing we have to do. It involves the battery tray. So with this motor being a lot longer than the stock motor, when we put it back in, the motor is gonna hit this leg here for the battery tray. So if you're running a stock one, which I'm not, I have the KYX aluminum one, but if you're running a stock one, what you can do is with a set of snips, just snip that off. But since I have the aluminum one, I can actually take the screws out and take that out. So with the stock motor and me adding all the weight with all the metal, it wouldn't climb this 50-degree board in the low setting. So let's see if the Barrage motor will climb in the low setting. So it is still a little heavy for the Barrage motor in low, but it does attempt to climb it. With the stock motor, it wouldn't go anywhere. It wouldn't even spin the tires, it just wouldn't move. So there's medium. And there's high. And now we're ready to climb the dam. So that'll be the next video. We're gonna do the dam climb. Thanks for watching this motor upgrade of the SCX24. We are gonna go brushless. I already had this motor, so I just wanted to put this in. Plus, I did need a little more power, and the Barrage motor gave me that little bit of extra power. And hopefully it's a little more dependable and doesn't burn out as fast as these stock motors do, even though this one didn't burn out. It was only a matter of time.